Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this beginner's guide video we will be checking out Luke Cage. Now in this video what we do is we have a look at the attributes and traits of heroes. We then check out a few of their costumes, have a look at their signature and ultimate skills, and then finishing up we do some gameplay run throughs where I showcase the majority of their skills and the tooltips to give you a good feel for how they actually play. So first up in this video anyway, what we'll do is have a look at his attributes and traits. First off here then we have a look at the offensive trait, which is Street Brawler. So this provides him with a 5% flat brutal strike chance. For his actual attributes he'll gain bonus damage from durability or fighting. Either can be great on him because if you go for fighting for the crit rating that will help, but also if you want to build a tanky look, which I feel he should be, then you can certainly go for durability to up his health there at the same time as upping your actual damage as well. For his defensive trait we have Unbreakable Skin, so with it he gains maximum health and he has a defense rating multiplier to both defense and deflect, which makes sense, so you can imagine him deflecting all those bullets away, which is pretty great. Now as he is primarily a melee hero, he also has a flat 8% damage reduction as well. For his resource, it's actually a secondary resource. He still has Spirit as his primary resource. For his secondary resource it's called Combo Fighter, and with this you can use powers tagged with the opener tag and these generate combo points, and then you can use finishers to actually spend the combo points. So if you've played Daredevil or She-Hulk, he's very similar in that regard. And also in that regard as well, if you're not a fan of the combo point system, through talents you can disable it and just simply have him a cooldown character as well, so that option is there for you. But what we'll do next in this video is we'll have a look at a few of his costumes. First costume we look at as always is default, and this is his modern costume, and he looks pretty great and he really looks quite beefy as he should. We then have Marvel's Luke Cage from the TV series, another nice looking costume. I've still to watch the TV series so I need to really catch up on that. And then we have the old classic costume, and this is good. I do like it. It's a little bit cheesy looking, but I do like these classic costumes for heroes. Now what we'll do next in the video is we'll have a look at his signature and ultimate, and then after that we'll do the gameplay run throughs. But first up, let's check out the signature and ultimate. For the signature we have a skill that was previously his ult, but with the biggest update ever he got a new ultimate skill, and his old ultimate became his signature, so of course it has to be called Sweet Christmas. He'll smash the ground and does a large area of effect damage, and he'll knock down the enemies. Now on top of that it actually works as a steroid, so you gain 25% base damage, 10% critical hit chance and 10% brutal strike chance, and also 10% damage reduction. Now one thing you'll actually notice as well is a tooltip says that it strengthens yourself and your heroes for hire, so by the sounds of this it's quite hard to test, but it looks like it will actually buff your summons as well, so you'd want to use both of these at the same time. But next up what we'll do is have a look at his ultimate skill. So as mentioned just a moment ago, with the biggest update ever he actually received a new ultimate skill, and this is called Improvised Wrecking Ball. So he kicks up a huge chunk of concrete, swings it round and then slams it down. So you've got the two damage packets, one for the swing and the second one for the smash, and while channeling this particular skill you're also invulnerable as well. So what we'll do next up anyway is we've got two gameplay run throughs to show off his skills. The first one will run through the Shocker Terminal. First skill we look at then for this run through is Crowbar Beatdown. So this is just a basic melee attack, it won't consume any spirit. It has a 10% critical hit chance, and on top of that it will generate one combo point as well. We then have a skill I used just a moment ago when you seen the Cage logo on the ground, so that was Cage was here. I'm not sure how this works or if it's in the lore in any way, but you smash the ground and basically leaves a big large Cage imprint on the ground. Now you can charge this up to do more damage, and if you do you'll normally see enemies flying away, which is pretty great, and it also provides vulnerability as well. Now you can spam it, there's no cooldown, so it can be a good trash clearer on them, and it will also knock down the enemies for 2 seconds, so overall yeah, really nice skill. We then have Chunk of Concrete, and this is a range skill, and you find this on quite a lot of the melee heroes. They'll have at least one range skill in their kit just for a bit of variety. So he picks up a chunk of concrete and throws it towards the enemy there. All simple enough. We then have vehicular manslaughter, so with this one he'll throw a car and stun the enemy, doing massive damage to them. You have the damage packet, the 2-second stun, and it can actually generate 4 combo points for you as well. Now this particular skill, along with the last one we looked at, chunk of concrete, if you wish through talents you can actually change them to harder hitting finisher skills, so that option is there. The next skill we look at then is an actual finisher skill, and this is KO. So with this one you've got a large damage packet, and if you use it when you have combo points you actually gain 50% bonus damage per combo point spent, and it will punch the enemy up in there as well, so it's really quite good. You can spam it as well, so you don't have to wait for the combo points to be full, so if you want you can keep doing your knockout punches, and it does seem to be a bit of a delay on it, but you can knock the enemy up and down, which is pretty funny looking if nothing else. Now the next part of the kit we look at, something we'll cover in the next gameplay section as well, but this is his summons, and he has a few of them. For this gameplay preview we're showing off Jessica Jones, but he can actually call in Misty Knight, Colleen Wing and Iron Fist as well, so the initial activation calls them in. Any further activations of the skill while they're summoned will actually make them do a different skill as well. For Jessica, she does vehicular assault and she calls in a car and kicks it, which is pretty great. That's the first set of skills previewed. Let's have a look at the next ones when we run through the Kingpin's warehouse. We'll start off here by looking at the main spender we use. This is Cage Fighter. Now it's tagged as a basic. This one you gain a bonus to critical and brutal damage, so with the other spender you want to use that if you need the crit rating. With this one, if you've got high crit rating and you benefit from the critical and brutal damage, then you would want to use this instead. It has the same attack speed and the same number of combo points that are actually generated, so it will just be down to your own individual stats and possibly preference as to which one you like the look of. The next skill we have is Harlem Street Kick, so this is a finisher, and with this you'll gain a bonus of 50% damage per combo point spent, and it also works as a knockdown as well, 1.2 second duration on it. Next skill we have is one I like a lot, any kind of skill that allows you to close in an enemy as a melee hero is one that I really do like. This is Elbow Drop, so you jump up in the air, slam down with your elbows. Pretty self-explanatory. It does generate combo points, so it's a great way of, you'll use this of getting in the enemy's face, you've generated enough combo points to then fire off your finisher for additional damage, so it works really great together using this with a finisher. We then have another finisher skill. This is Dempsey Roll, so it's a barrage punch attack we've seen on many heroes such as, let's see, She-Hulk's got this, and Blade's got it as well, and there's numerous others. So with this it's 7 individual hits and you gain a damage bonus because it's a finisher of 50% per combo point spent there, so this can actually do a huge amount of damage if you can connect with it. It does whiff quite often, so make sure you're directly next to the enemy when you do use it. The next skill we look at is Hero's Call, and this particular one allows you to call in all your summons at the same time. So you'll have Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Misty Knight and also Colleen Wing all fighting alongside you, so that really is pretty great. They have a 20-second duration and it's a 1-minute cooldown, so you're looking at roughly in the region of 33% uptime having all them out fighting alongside you. This is the loot cage that I really like, the Defender's loot cage, having all his team with him. Now the final skill we'll look at here is Chain Yank, so with this you'll toss out your chain to hit the enemy. You generate 1 combo point normally. If you have 0 combo points you'll generate 2. Now for this reason, if you use this skill and then follow it up with Elbow Drop, it can be a great way of filling up your combo bar meter, so do bear that in mind. But we'll fire off all these skills to take down Doc Ock here. And there we go, that's him down, and another beginner's guide video completed. So as always, I hope this was useful. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Thanks once again for all your continued support during this series of videos, and I'll see you all again soon.